Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to the video here on the channel. My name's Emily. This is the Athena Simulations Class 47. To update the MTB Class 47, let's get ready and do a thing. So, okay, that's impressive. The headlights have finally returned the headlights on. Let's quickly get the train ready to depart. Tail lamps go off. Marker lights, they go on. Back in the chair we go. We'll turn our AWS on. Let's quickly energize the cab. Look, we've still got 5 seconds to find the isolation handle, which is... I think it's that handle there, but I can't touch it, so I can't have that today. Fair enough. We're with that AWS. Lol. So, this does not appear in service mode on the ECML for me. Oh, I've got wheel slip at least, so it's doing wheel slipping. That's good. We are on Cathcart with it, so I'm just gonna, so we're in the cab, we've got 25%, let's go. So this is sort of the first look. I'm not doing this to route line, because frankly I can't be bothered. I don't think you can either. I'm just gonna go up to about 15. These are the coaches that come with it, by the way. This is, like I say, it's the Cathcart thing, so it's got Mark 1 BG and Mark 2 Cs in West Coast livery. I'm looking forward to having Mark 2 Ds. I've got a 40 sitting on the back, 4181 if those of you playing along at home. I've got a 380 coming through there. I think I do most of 380. Oh, we are literally just, so we are going along beside a Shields depot. We're going to do some rare tracks. So we've come down off the branch from Earth. So this is, we've been on this track before in a route loader actually. This sort of mainline segment here, that continues to Glasgow Central. And behind us is what is in TS Classic as the GAR, the Glasgow Airport Rail Link. That bit of railway there doesn't actually exist because they decided not to fund it. We'll slow down to a 5. Luckily they've got a speed post fitted here. Let's just stop the train because I'm not used to brake timings and old stuff. Great. Great! Also, like I say, so AWS is not a thing apparently. Or it is now. Cool. Well, we've got AWS now, which is nice. So it's just a standard 47 this with a pretty livery. So what's my opinion on this? It's still not worth it. I think what would have made this passable, and actually probably quite a good mod. Well no, this is a mod. I'm not giving it the credit of calling it a DLC. Stick a GSML radio on there. Maybe a TPWS panel, if you can find the reference where those are fit. Fit those two things into a GSML functionality, we'd go nuts for it, because you give us some modern 47, right? Don't drive it as I say, not as I do. But yeah, that is my opinion on what would have made this good. It's basically, it's got some reskin Mark 1s, fair enough, it's good to have those. It's got this. And as well, I like this livery, don't get me wrong, 47484. Slight snare, 47484 hasn't run on the main line in years. Looking at Flickr. Flickr was the best place to find reference, right? 47484. Search photos. Most of the photos I see of it are when it was in BR Blue livery. That gives you an idea of this bloke who was heyday. If I give my date taken, this is 1980s at best. Yes, Barbados, again, but it's putting BR Blue go-to and stuff because it isn't modern era. This thing has, yeah, it's currently looking very much worse for wear crew in the Freightliner depot, which is, by the way, the livery it looks to be in. I'm intentionally speeding here, quite frankly, because I'm not doing 5 miles an hour for any more than I absolutely have to. That's models. Yes. So this is 1985 was when it was painted at this livery. So let's say it lasted, because let's say it lasted 15 years. Well, this is meant to be East Coast mainline set, which is a modern route. Decide, guys, come on, decide. What is it? Like I say, had they said, look, we're going to, we've realised we don't need licensing for this, it's quite a good livery. Had this been a West Coast livery at 47, again, we'd have gone nuts for it. We would have probably looked through the way about the GSR, but it's just, this makes no sense as a DLC. That's my problem with it, I guess. It makes limited to no sense. I still picked it up because, I can make a video, I can rant about it, and I can run it on BR Blue when I can find different things to run it on. Sure, but it's just, it makes no sense, guys. It makes no sense. Yeah, it's literally the most recent photo of it I can find is 1982s with fans on the back. Oh no, Common Depot Open Day, 1985. Yeah, that's when it was resprayed. Like I said, let's say it lasted 15 years in that livery, which is giving it a lot of credit. It's still not good, is it, guys? No, just taking it as far as I'm getting today, 6 miles. I'm going to be coming back to this route in the not too distant. Be quite good. But overall, it's just, come on, Paul, you. I'm interested. Yeah, the 40 on the back is just idling. Perfect. In TS Classic, it'll power no matter what. In TSW, there's got to be a compatible multiple working system. I don't believe 40s and 47s are compatible. Easy way to check. Class 14. They are, their multiple working system is Blue Star. Class 47 is not fitted when built, so retrofitted with Green Circle or 2DM. Up to 20 we go, like, 15 we go, let's go! Power! Erupting out of the tunnel. Not got a particularly long train on. This would probably up on the SRPS Railtours. This would be most accurate with a 37.4 in BR Blue livery. Again, love the crest, love the 3D nameplates here. AP, take notes. Love those, they're great, but it's just, I genuinely feel like, guys, you got so close, yet so goddamn far. I don't know what Flight Forward fitted with, I'm presuming probably Green Circle, but yeah. I'd say overall, I don't mind the livery. I would be interested to see if Athena are a British dev company. Because if they're international, I don't get them not understanding. It's like me trying to create a German DLC, not getting it quite right. I understand that. But yeah. Obviously, there were glaring bugs with this as well on the console side of things. I've not noticed them yet, purely because I'm traveling around at slow speed. We'll get some speed on and see if I can get wheel brake to kick in. But the scenarios, from what I've been told, or what I've seen on social media, sorry, do not have any AI to them. Which again is a come on guys moment. That is not ideal. I've got rain coming on, so I've done the weather wrong because I'm an idiot. But it's Glasgow, it's accurate. Is this snow or just rain? If it feels too slow, no, it's rain. We've got green, 2B, I've got no idea what signalling centre that would be. GB, do you think that's sitting in my head is, yeah, I don't know, we're in this area actually. So presume it would be Motherwell in this area, one presumes. Okay, it's definitely wiper weather. So it's good that we're getting sort of some different sort of pathing here. So it makes sense this is a Railtour because it's taking us over a bit through that we wouldn't normally see. I am going to be covering off the rest of this soon, TM. Basically, I'm currently recording German stuff because that's what my brain is good for, but yeah, whilst I've learned PZB, basically I'll record a ton of German stuff on maps when PZB's in my head, and I've got all the stuff downloaded. And then I remove it in the interest of saving storage space. That's insane, that. That is lovely weather though, like lovely difference. It looks really good now. But like I say, on a modern DLC, you know, including GSMR, even if it's non-functional, we'll bitch and moan, but it'll be better. This just... The cabs, to be fair, are still like this on 47 as far as I'm aware, but they have got the modern safety systems, which I'm not actually sure where, you know, modern stuff will be located. But again, that's why you do research. That, you know, that's your job as a dev to figure that part out. It's not my job as the end user. Going to Newton, 5.6 miles to go still. Bear in mind, we're going around a massive circle, so we're going to cover a lot more than 5.6 miles on the way to Newton. We are absolutely rolling coal here. You know, it's smoke coming out the roof. It's intense. But you can't see it because it's raining. Last sec. And yeah, I refuse to do scenarios in terms of that. We're into 35, since that's our next real restriction, and we'll come up in an amber aspect. Obviously, we wouldn't know that, but we're following the train ride Cathcart, basically. You can see we're actually going further away, so that's where we're going to. So, you know, it gives you an idea. We're going to go, started there, we're snaking our way around Cathcart out to it. We're going to still run this. We're going through getting the bodies out. Oh well. Got a really good email there. So there's a shout out system, basically our corporate email, that our MD does a Friday email, everyone gets a plug for doing good work. And you get a £25 voucher, and like we call it reward zone, but it's basically like the internal system. It's like basically it's how you get like vouchers from the company, and it's called for discounts and stuff. It's quite useful. Anyway, I got a shout out a while ago, and in December, I got £25 for it. And I am recording this on the 4th of April, which is my mum's birthday. So happy birthday to my mum. You're going to see this on the 5th of April, so happy belated birthday to my mum. Also, I did ring her and say happy. Well, I didn't actually ring. I sent her a message. I'm going to ring her tonight. Go happy birthday. Because like, so her and my sister are coming over in a few weeks. So we're doing some stuff then. Thing is, with this as well, we do want to stay reasonably close to line speed because there will be a service following us in theory, and we don't want that to get delayed because of us. Single amber right ahead. What we could actually do, if I was being super sneaky here, is if I flash us forward to the station and just see what that train behind us is doing, how far behind us that train is. See, oh, they're not trained you for 20 minutes. And that's going in the opposite direction. Brilliant. Slide brake application. Let's bring it down to 20 nice and early. Because obviously, basically, we are catching that train up right now, right? Because it's doing a maximum of 20 miles an hour. We're doing 21. If I let the brake off now, we're now no longer catching that train up in theory. Because it should be doing around 20 miles an hour. We're doing just under. So if anything, it's getting a bit of space on us. And hopefully that'll give it time to round I'll clear the signal section before we catch it up. Is basically the idea. It is a good little challenge, this driving though, because I'm on some pretty, 0.2% is a nice enough incline to like make you think about it when you're driving. AWS mic, like I say, single number. I've read ahead. Read ahead. Woohoo! But basically, because of the lady who does them, it got behind quite substantially. So I'm probably due to the 25 on top, which ain't too bad. So it's basically I've gone from being quite tight financially to okay financially. Why did that pull off to a green even though... Oh, yeah, because we're amber ahead. There you go. So that's what we're wanting, basically. I'm just going to stay at 20 because we're approaching, we're storming at the incline. We'll make a load of noise whilst we're doing it. And none of the punters have got to sit in the Mark II. They can't tour in the BG. Don't think you'd have a BG on a Railtour unless there's some sort of charter train, basically. That's the only reason you use taxi BGs nowadays. The last time properly they'll probably use like what was called the crew savers. So basically, it would be a train that would take you from your local city to the cruise terminal directly. So GRS ran them at one point, so did EWS. I've got a BG in my collection actually, a Super BG, a double O gauge, sorry. That is from one of those rakes. I've got it as a HSD barrier. That's the reason I have it on my railway, and it looks really good for that. Quite a few HSD power cars. I've got the LNER Let's Go Round Again rake, which doesn't give much running potential if I'm honest with myself, but also I like it for the fact that it's whilst it does running potential, I feel like what it does do, it just looks good, and it's you can sort of, in my little heart, retired trains don't go off and sit in the siding and then get scrapped. They go off and they go to preserve railways, and they do charter trains, and they do like experience like historical trains basically, to use the European term. And that's what the charter sector did. It went off and it now runs on a model railway. I'm excited to get it out in full. So I'm hoping I'm moving house soon, in the not too distant future. And I've got right ahead. So that's the AWS probably. So we're a bit quick. We've already just sighted it. So I'm going to take a brake application. I'm on level ground, but actually 200 meters away. I'm going very quick here. And then I'll just pull it off. I'm a bit short of it, but I panicked, quite frankly. Straight brake gets applied. A bit more than a local on the head, but oh well. I'm still well clear of the signal section behind, so I'm not blocking anyone. We're just going to sit here and probably wait to be allowed out. Yeah, the train ahead was in the station. Let's see what we're following. We're following the 380, I'm guessing. So that should pull off at about 7 Hill String. You can see it's still on until the train clears the platform. They just cleared it now. The reason they tend to pull those off a bit earlier is to stop people running for the train. So in King's Cross, if you watch about 2 minutes before departure, all the screens that play, it tells people running for the train, because basically at that point the train is being dispatched and it will be unsafe for you to run for the train. But no, okay, that wheel step back just flickering there. I'm going to let it just slip and slide a bit. I want to see it. I want to see it. Slip and slide. Now, remember, there's no point accelerating beyond about 15 because behind the station we've got the we've got a red because obviously we're following the train. So we've got that in the back of our minds at all times when we're driving. So therefore, I'm just sort of thumping myself on the forehead as a reminder. Although that £25 puts me in a really good place budgetary-wise. That puts me in a very good place. I'm expecting probably one more. Yeah, oh, that's actually a thing I can talk about. So, on Monday, I'm going to the National Railway Museum in York. I'm going to be interviewed. So, the NLM are putting together basically a collection of recordings from LGBT plus rail staff. And apparently I'm one of those things, and that seems really quite scary to me, actually, that, like, I'm going to be potentially still interviewed in the years to come. All my experiences are. But also, I think it's really important because trends change, and one of the things they've said is I can sort of seal it for a number of years. So I'm going to seal it for at least 5 years. Reason for that is, so I've talked about it here now, I'm going to mention people I work with in that, and it will actually help with them, because that's an important part of my experience as a member of our staff, right? Is how I interact with colleagues and how colleagues interact with me. That's, well, shock horror, not all colleagues are as good as they perhaps could be. I wonder why that is. And, one of my things is I do want to talk about that, and I do want to open up and feel that I can talk about that quite freely without feeling like I am, feeling like I'm basically setting myself up to get in a shouting match. There we go. Pulling away again. So the train's ahead of us. So you can see that he's now in that signal section now. So he stopped in this station, he's in the next signal section. I'm following him all the way to Newton. He'll probably go at the sidings at Newton. Oh no, the train's got off after that. Cool. Because basically you can see that's one stop. He's going to be putting into this stop next. There he is, he's approaching it now. Really good though, that basically that I'm not accelerating. Yeah, like I say, it's really important stuff to do. And if you're member rail staff, do get in touch with them. And if you're obviously LGBT plus, I'm not sure they're including allies in this one. Do double check if you're an ally. Allyship is super important. We do appreciate it. I personally appreciate any allies we have in the world right now, because it is scary out there, and there's no two ways around that. It is pretty scary. And you know what? It's something that I'm probably, like I say, the reason I'm going to have to let it seal for at least 5 to 10 years, and when I make a decision on an exact time scale close at the time, is, like I say, I do want to feel like I can talk freely about people and experience I have without it impacting me, and hopefully anyone who's going to hold a grudge is going to, isn't going to be bothered about, or is going to forget about it in the next 5 years, basically. But also quite interesting to listen to that from my own perspective and see how I experience it. How, cause it's going to be probably quite a bit of tape, but I might go back in 5 years and say, hey, I did this thing, I see how my perceptions have changed, how my experience have changed, and it's pretty cool, right? Oh crap! So this is also the issue. I know I'm following a train. I'm expecting the signal to pull off when I get quite close, like that. Hold it and release. Uh-oh. Let's just see if I can get some substantial wheel stuff going on. No, I can't. We're not getting beyond about 12 miles an hour. Which is a shame, but you're getting some good audio there from 47. Good sorts of noises. And then Mikhail, open the window, why not? Well, that animation's fucked. The window isn't attached to the window. So, this metal strip here is supposed to come down, as far as I'm aware, because like that's the latch that holds it up. So you'd sum that up, then pull it down. This is scuffed. It's a shame. I genuinely was hopeful that this would be a good DLC. I mean, it still has potential. It still has potential for use on things like GWE. It's a bit of an extra livery to have bouncing around. Even North Transpennine if it's got a bit lost, but it's just a shame, guys. Like, it could have been so much better, and maybe even, TVL. They used to do all-day trains. All-day trains come from London. They could use an old oak 47 for it, with some Mark 1s on the back. I do think it's a shame that it's not better. Also, we've crossed some trains, but we have to cross trains in this area, but that's just service mode, and that's a timetable, and you can't blend it out to the timetable. And that's definitely Athena's simulation problem. So let's have a look. See if I can find anything about them. Oh, heck. You can tell I've got my headphones on. Sorry about that. Well, you're going to see the AWS reset procedure. Pull off, throttle to idle. I'm just using a little bit of power initially, just to prevent any rollback. There's the brake comes off, we take power. So this is the introduction on... Okay, so... let's have a look. I just want to introduce the simulations to you. Also, this is Jane from Athena. As you may have seen from DTG Roadmap, we are proud to be a partner with DTG on TSW file content. We are launching our ECML diesels, details to follow, and other snarl packs that parts of the routes in development. We've been beavering away behind the scenes for over a year on content. So who are we? Actually, as the Athena simulations will be new to you, all the two behind the name have a long pedigree of strength rate classic TSW. Many of you will know Mike, Sean and Aaron from their previous work at Skyhook. Also joining us is Dan with his depth railway knowledge and trains and experience across a range of acclaimed releases. Proud to include the incredible Chris and Dave, the Wagons Boys, into our group. We will also need no introduction at times of Daisy, who has previously provided guidance on DTG and third-party routes. We include Blair from Opera's Starship Flame, Chris, Claire, Eric and Haley. Welcome to our team train. In addition to the SW5 content, we've also been working on MSFS and a major games project utilising our specialisation in open world simulation. Like I say, I never wish anyone ill will, never bear ill will to anyone. I just don't. That's not how I am, not how I roll. However, when you're only 9 and you're doing the first release, lads, this is scuffed. I do seriously wish they could have done better. And I think they could have done better. This just feels like, to be totally honest, the research for this, but a part of the scenario is this feels like a day one. So, bit of background on me. One of my former career paths, I used to work at Dovetail, but since we've got separate ways, I'm going into that. But basically, I was given a challenge on my first days in the job, to basically go ahead and research and design a scenario pack for NEC, as it was at the time, using Freight on NEC, and come up with something. And this is what it feels like. It feels like what I came up with. Now, yeah, okay, I've had some experience in TS Classic at this point, but it just feels like a new dev's been given a task to basically go ahead and learn TSW, and this is what they've turned out in about 3 weeks of work, if I'm completely honest. Effectively, go make some scenarios, they take a day or two each. Apparently there's no AI in them. We'll run out load up a scenario at the end of this and have a look at one at random, just to sort of sample check, to spot check it. But basically, reskin a loco, done. Add total death to a loco, done. Reskin some coaches, done. Create scenarios, done. Like I say, I don't think, it may be that my game hasn't updated yet. Am I pending an update at the moment? I'm literally checking as we speak. No, there's no update pending according to that. So I don't know if potentially the release hasn't just been, the update hasn't been pushed for Ackmall, London, sorry, Peterborough to Doncaster. It's entirely possible that I'm criticising them wrong with that. I don't know. Hammering up to this red, I'm going to stand on the brake, about a mile away from Neilston, to Newton even, not Neilston. It's entirely possible I'm criticising them, inappropriately, and if I am, I'll take that on the chin. I really will. But so far, like I say, it just feels like I'm watching a new dev at work. There we go. We can coast at 35. So coming, basically, it's a red at the end of the station, but we're still potentially, we can see it's a single hand name. And do we have a feather? I think that's the feathers that we made. Again, the lighting is problematic at the moment. I'm not wearing my headset for this because, quite frankly, I know what a 47 times I can drink, and we'll have heard it enough. Like I say, it feels half-baked. It feels like you gave me 2 hours to come up with something. But like I say, how this would have been better. A West Coast 47. Oh god, I missed that speed change there. I didn't see that at all. I apologise. A West Coast 47. Some of those got nameplates on even a West Coast 37. Take one of the 37s, maybe take the Rogue 37, update that to a modern standard. There you go, you're halfway there. Upgrade that to a TS35 standard, stick a nameplate on it. Rock Aerosag, I think, is one of the West Coast ones. West Coast 37s, or West Coast Mark 1s, thrash. That's what that is. That is thrash. This just feels like it's just too watered down to be good, in my opinion. Like I say, do any of the, Rob 47. There you go. Who else? 47s have gone off the main line. 37s are still kicking about. 47s are pretty much gone though. Aside from, like I say, West Coast. Maybe was this intended to be a West Coast 47 scenario pack, and then, or LSLs maybe? I don't know. Got platinum somehow. Right. Return to timetable. Let's have a quick look at the scenarios. I'm going to check one of the scenarios, just see what it's like for AI, and then we'll call it there. So also that thing I read, that was a post from August 2024. No, so that's when Jane joined. Drums is posted 22nd of August 2024. It's been a minute. So this has been in development for a while. Now, it's entirely possible this isn't a full-time studio where devs don't work full-time. Fair enough. I appreciate stuff takes longer than the pace I work at in development. I think I'd have had it by now, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes. What we got here? So Scottish Brunel, 47,484 from a Railtour from Inverness to King's Cross, pick up every day service at Doncaster, which stops at Grantham and Peterborough. You probably wouldn't stop at Grantham and Peterborough on a Railtour. Well, you might actually. You probably do Peterborough, probably not Grantham. Maybe Newark at a squeeze. Let's just see what they've got. Operator 47, Peterborough, Donny, take the 45, couple to 4, so basically shunting. 47,484 inboard from Donny to Peterborough on the first leg of Railtour at the southwest. They're doing it in the right direction, fair enough. I got the life and career Brunel. Okay. IKR's at Retford, pick up 44 at Retford and drive northbound to Donny. Run around and hold the ECS to Donny. And I think you jump it in the parcel sidings there, fair enough. Which isn't Doncaster Depot. The parcel sidings, fine, they dump it in there, I'll take it. 484 from Newark to Peterborough on a southbound Railtour from Sheffield on arrival at. Okay, big here. You wouldn't. That is dodgy routing. That would be far better had they plugged that in from Retford, because you could even probably start yourself standing on the platform at Retford as 484 comes off the whatever the low level line is called at Retford. Actually, is that aligned correctly? I'm literally looking. It's auto. Is it auto curve? No, that's somewhere else. Yeah, the track's aligned for that. So there's basically a chord that brings you off the approach line, the work-based line from workshop. So, and okay, it would be good if you had like loco in here, but it's all 90-minute jobs. I'll load one of them. I will load. You know what? Let's tell Peter Parkham. Let's see how they've done with this. Get started. I'm not going to run this. I'm just going to look and see if there's AI, just as a recipe tip. Okay, it's snowing. So one of the things I was briefed against was using snow. Reason is, this is a running loco. You would not have snow sitting out like this. If it was cold and dark in the shed, you might. Also, you're okay in there, folks? Yeah, the ETA is failed apparently. That's a bit funny. Try to ETA terminal, turn carriage lights on. So I just find another thing I want to test now. Have they locked my controls? Train heat on. I even doing no, steam heat is isolated. Train heat's now on. So I should be electrically supplying the train. No, carriage lights have gone off. To be fair, there's no connector there. There is the air connections. Although is that connecting to anything? No, that's just loose. So fair enough, there's no actual power connections in the animator, but again, that would be nice to have had. Let's just look at the map. We're not driving this, like I say. I just want to have a look. So we're here at Newark. So yeah, because the thing is, if you're coming from Sheffield, unless I suppose you're going past Retford, down onto Joint Line, basically, and come back around via Finley line. It's not Finley, it's something like that. It begins there. Anyway, we're in P3 at Newark. Okay, there's a local in Thunderbirds. And let's just look at somewhere like Peterborough. Peterborough is devoid. Okay, no, there's stuff parts. I'm concerned by the fact that there's two locos in there. Main sidings is pretty much exclusively Thameslink / GN stabling. So there's stationary stuff. The locker siding looks. This is making me cringe. Does not really look good. What's my rating? So let's go for a star rating here. 5 stars being blows your socks off. 1 star being done by this. It's goal basically in 2025. 2 stars if I'm being charitable. Unfortunately. Thanks for watching, guys. Like the video if you did, subscribe to see more from me on a regular basis. Have a good weekend. Bye.